Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. It's your girl Rye. And today we're going to be talking about how do you know that pediatric nursing is not for you? Okay, you guys, so hang tight and we're going to be right back. Okay, so you guys, back in the day, I used to swear that I would never be a pediatric nurse. It's very ironic, like how I ended up in this position. I just know primarily the things that kept me from wanting to do nursing in pediatrics were, for one, the parents. They used to scare me. And for two, when I was in nursing school, pediatrics was the very hardest class I have ever taken in my life. And it's a very intense course. For one, there's a lot of math, but I'm super great at math, so that part wasn't as stressful for me. But then two, it's just you're dealing with smaller bodies. You have to deal with them and their understanding, their different growth and development stages, as well as then two, you're also having to deal with their parents. And at the beginning, like that was something that intimidated me because parents at times can be a lot. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're there like for their babies. They are going crazy because they just want to make sure that their kids are okay. And I can understand that, but it then puts a lot on the nurse. So I have just a couple of little things that I think are very, like, they make a lot of sense, and it'll just let you know if peds is not for you. Number one is patience. You have to have a lot of patience, okay? Kids can be all over the place. They want things done when they want things done, the way that they like things done, their normal way that they're used to things being done. When they come into the hospital, that is such a different environment. There's so many new things going on, so many new faces. They don't understand what's going on, so they can act out. They can go crazy. There can be crying nonstop. There can be the attention seeking. There can be limit testing, just all those things that come into play. And you have to be able to be patient with them, work with them, make things fun for them, explain things in a way that makes sense to them. Like, you have to basically convince them to play ball with you, okay? At the end of the day, I know what it is I need to get done, and I know what your mindset is. So I have to play my cards right in a way to convince you that you want to do what I want to do. So you guys, honestly, that is one of the more difficult things about peds, but it has honestly helped me with my communication a crap ton, like a ton. Because if I can take what I know and maneuver it on a level to where a little kid can understand, like, that's great. And then also too, with that, most of the time, kids have their parents with them. So you have to make it on a level to where they understand, but then you're also going to have to ease the parents' anxiety. You're going to have to also explain things to the parents. You're going to have to also, and sometimes it might be, and that'll take us into the next point. Number two, do no harm. And that's like something that goes standard across all nursing, but with kids, it's a little bit different. Things like IV sticks or things like shots, the list goes on and on and on, or dressing changes, or even a diaper change, you guys, like even putting cream on a little scratch. All those things like are things that for kids, like, or it's getting stitches, for a little kid that can be super traumatic for them. So in pediatric world, we try to minimize the amount of times that we have to do things that are, you know, that's going to cause them to go crazy. For example, shots. We do not do a lot of shots, like, whatsoever. If it's something that can be oral, or if they have a line, they already have a line. Okay, let's just start with this. We're barely going to do shots. So if that's the case, then more so we're going to try to do things IV if they have an IV. And if they don't have an IV, anything that can be oral, they're going to try to get oral. And I think in the adult world, most medications are usually, you know, like oral or IV, but it's never really like a pain in the butt because adults, they just sit there and take it most of the time, versus kids, they might be like, ow, that hurts. But, you know, me and you, we clearly know that that doesn't hurt. But so, yeah, I think that's one of the other things, like with that, or even starting IVs. In pediatrics, it's like, we don't want to put the kid through multiple traumatic experiences. So if I know that I'm not strong in IV sticks, I'm not even, but that's also one of the bad things, is the fact of, like, say for instance, me as a new nurse, I need to get those experiences to practice starting IVs because I need to learn the skill in order to get good at the skill. But being in pediatrics, it's like, well, we don't want to hurt the kid more than we have to. So if you know that you're not strong in that area, don't even attempt it, call IV team. Well, that's just the culture, okay? Because technically they do want us to attempt it first before we call IV team. But 9 times out of 10, most nurses just call IV team first because they'd rather not even attempt if they know that they can't get it. So that's one thing, because I definitely wish I could practice IV sticks more. And if they're like a bigger and healthier kid, for sure I can do that. But say for instance on babies, I don't get a lot of practice like sticking babies because it's like, they're so chubby sometimes, like you can't even see their veins. So it's like, I know I'm not gonna get it probably the first time. So I might as well just call somebody who is gonna get it for sure. That just brings this to a halt. That was like 1, 2, and 3 all combined. Number 1 for me is gonna be the parents. Number 2 for me is gonna be the having a lot of patience in order to deal with the kiddos and their parents. And then number 3 is the fact of you get to miss out on certain opportunities and skills just due to us not wanting to harm the kid more. So those are just a couple of the reasons that I think you'll know if pediatrics is really not for you. You guys, if y'all have any questions, as always, feel free to leave them down below. And I did just record another video like 5 minutes ago, so y'all go check that one out. That one's gonna be about being a nurse during this pandemic. And like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.